Hello, everyone. We're going to get started in a few minutes.
I'm sorry about this thing. Some review.
Hi. Hi.
Giant freak beak? No, I wanted to turn you into a bird. You added a beak instead of subtracting, that's it. You're trying to ruin my perfectness on purpose.
How did you find me? What did you say, my dear?
Don't play dumb. You, that's you. What are you saying?
Well, I didn't screw my head up.
Yeah, you gotta remember that.
It's just a whistle. It's so easy.
You give it to her, and she returns to normal. Wait, you can't. I'm let off. You give her, and she returns to normal. But there's a price for the antidote. Not even close. You let me off the risk. You're always an idiot.
Careful. That's not Isma, that's me. And that guy saw me. Or she is. Mr. Producer. Good, probably not. Me too. Better look.
Hello.
On the phone with Jean.
Oh, everything okay?
The air conditioning's broken and our friend is back.
Oh,
So
fun.
I know, good times.
Friend is in the cat.
And let's see here.
Is the cat back?
No, the cat is not back.
No one actually took
I'm-
us there.
So you've got the actual building behind you. I got the shirt.
Okay,
Um,
so what's gonna happen?
and sort of getting things organized. I need to open up my most recent. I'm so organized. I actually have a presentation. It's brief.
Should we?
I won't.
All right.
I've got water heating up. So y'all, if you can hear me,
I'm heating up water.
while we are waiting, if you're planning on dyeing eggs, you might want to heat up some water because the dye and the vinegar together work better and are going to do a better job of allowing the dye to set on your eggs if you have hot water instead of cold water. So you might want to put some, have the adult in your life put some water on to warm up, and we'll get going in just a minute. We need a teaspoon. It's heating up on the, I mean, I've got it in a teapot, so we'll hear it when it's hot. Teaspoon.
Teaspoon.
Teaspoon. Hi, Caroline Masterson.
Hi.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you. All right. So we'll give this maybe one more minute before we get started. And I like the bunny ears. Those are nice.
I do too. I think they're adorable.
Well played.
I'm just confused about these.
Those, I got them from work. So they were already, somebody did them last year.
And didn't like color them?
I guess. I don't know. I was just bringing home some blown brown eggs. So,
Yeah, we had a bunch in the basement.
yeah, that's where I got them. But Liddy was noting that some of them actually
Are drawn on.
have been decorated already. They've been drawn.
Yeah, and this one.
So you
got
can see,
hearts.
yeah, it's got hearts. So anyway, they're no longer pristine eggs.
Peachan.
Okay. So it is 11 o'clock, or 11 o'clock, 1 o'clock.
What should be?
We should probably
Yeah.
get started, and hopefully we'll see a few more people join us shortly. I am going to share my screen with you. Okay. Liddy, what are you doing?
I'm sharing your screen.
I got it, but I want to turn. So I have a helper today. See, if you hadn't done that,
What?
I need to get to the. Here we go. Slideshow. There.
And how did that
So
change?
it's bigger. You don't see the slides on this side.
I know, but how does that change me sharing?
So for those of you who are not familiar, those are the grounds of the Neill-Cochran House. And normally on Good Friday before Easter, when all of AISD is out of school, we throw a massive egg dyeing party. You bring your own eggs, or you can get them from us, and we dye the heck out of things. We go through so much food coloring, and it's a ton of fun, and it's a great opportunity to leave the mess at the museum, and so your parents and you don't have to clean up dye all over your porch or wherever it is that you're doing this. So I hope we will see all of you next year at the Neill-Cochran House Museum when we are back in action. We are going to work today on a type of egg. We're going to do a bunch of different kinds of dyeing, but primarily what I want to talk to you guys about are Pysanky eggs. And Pysanky is a term that just means to write in Ukrainian. And when I finish sharing my screen, we'll be able to show those.
Okay.
But when I was growing up, my godmother gave me a bunch of Pysanky eggs. Every year she gave me one for Easter. And I always thought this was a Christian tradition. But as you can see on the right, the Pysanky eggs do not necessarily have to have a Christian overtone to them. And in fact, the tradition is 1,000 years older than Christianity itself. And so it's been around a really long time. Typically what you do is you draw with beeswax on an egg with this tool called a kiska. And then you dye the egg, and where the wax is, it won't dye. So if you see this egg up on the right, you see the hatch marks that are white. That was drawn onto the egg, onto the white egg, before they started dyeing it at all. And then what they've dyed it yellow, and they then made this design on here with the yellow. And then they dyed it red, and then they drew on top of the yellow. They dyed it yellow, drew on top of the yellow, dyed it red, and then drew on top of the red, and then they dyed it black. And so it's a sequence of dyes, and as you keep going, you get darker and darker and darker. And ultimately, a lot of the time, you'll end with a black. After you're done, you melt the wax off to reveal this multicolored design that you've created. Primarily, the term Pysanky is Ukrainian. It's a Ukrainian word. And I think more of us now know where Ukraine is than maybe did a year ago. But it is in far, far Eastern Europe. It abuts Russia. Russia's that purple country up there, and it was part of the USSR during the Soviet period. However, this egg dyeing, or an egg dyeing of this type, is all over Eastern Europe. So you've got Ukraine, Poland, the Czech Republic, and Slovakia, and they all have kind of a slightly different way of doing it, but all of those areas have this tradition. So here are some examples of how one kind of builds up a design over time. Typically, they're symmetrical. Symmetrical means the same on both sides, up and down, left and right. And so what you have here is on the left, you've got this, so you start with this X that goes all the way around your egg and kind of gives you a demarcation. And then you can draw on top of that X different designs. And as you dye it, you get more and more and more complicated. That's going to be hard to do with the tools you have today, because they're not going to be quite as precise as what you would have if you had a kiska. But this is the sort of thing that we've made in the past at the Neill-Cochran house. So you can see that you start with the lines, and then you start drawing designs that go with the lines. And then once you've drawn on your egg, then you dye it, and then you can draw some more and dye it again. So what are we gonna work with today? You can, if you have egg dyeing kits, you can certainly use egg dyeing kits. You can also use food coloring, and I'm going to be working with food coloring. Lydia and I are going to be working with food coloring. You tend to get a somewhat more dramatic color when you work with food coloring. And then the other thing that is really helpful, you don't have to use it, but it helps if you have it, is white vinegar. And the white vinegar encourages the dye to adhere to the egg. And the more vinegar you use, the stronger that's going to be. And that's because the dye is acid-based and adheres through hydrogen, and the vinegar provides more hydrogen, and as a result, it connects to it. We're going to use I'm going to use a white pencil. These, it's called a China marker, and it is basically, it's a white pencil that you can then rub off. You can also use a white crayon, or really any really light colored crayon is going to be a good thing for you to use as well. The darker you work with, if you're going to try to draw on your eggs, the darker you are, you're not going to be able to see the dye underneath. That tool at the top is a kiska. And so that when you're doing these really, really fancy eggs, you melt wax into the bowl of that tool, and then you draw with it. You can also use yarn. I've got some string here. You can see that you can wrap around your egg really tightly, tie it off, and then dye your egg. And once you've dyed your egg and let it dry a bit, you pull the string off and you end up with a really cool design. Or you can also use rubber bands. And what you're seeing down here on the right is somebody has worked with rubber bands. It's kind of a similar thing. You got to be really careful with rubber bands though, because you want them to be kind of close, tight, but you don't want to be too close because then they'll break. Brown eggs. A lot of us have brown eggs, and one of the fun things you can do is play with that in just a bowl of vinegar by itself. You do your design, and then you put it in the vinegar, and the vinegar will actually break down the brown on the egg. And so what you'll be left with is the darker brown design, and all the rest of the egg will be lighter in color. And what's interesting is that when a bird lays an egg, if it's going to have color to it, that color actually adheres to the egg only in the 7 minutes, something like that, 7 minutes before the egg is laid. And so it's just at the last minute. And so that color really is very delicate, and it's easy to get it off. We got a bunch of different types of egg dyeing techniques. And so we're going to take you through some of those. And we're also going to show you some of the eggs that we have made. And all right, I'm going to stop sharing. And what I want to show you is here are a few of the eggs that were given to me that were made here in Texas by a woman named Dottie Williams was her name. And so these are Pazenko eggs. See, this one you can see is sort of freeform. It doesn't have that grid to it. And it's some horses with trees with hearts for leaves on the trees. And then you've got hearts running all the way up and down the egg. This one has this is a small egg. It's really sweet and tiny. This one has this has that grid. You see the grid? And it's so, whoops. So it's sort of simple on the sides, more complex here with the butterflies. And it's been dyed probably four times, 5 times, something like that. And so, and as you see, you go darker and darker and darker, right? So ultimately, the background is that darkest layer when you're done. Here's another one. And another one. So this one's got sort of a X cross on it.
This one looks like the one you
This makes me think of Frozen. And so those are our Pysanky. I've got Liddy right here, my 12-year-old, who has been dyeing eggs for a really, really, really long time at the Neill-Cochran House Museum. And I think what we want to do here, Liddy, is we're going to show some ways of doing this. So why don't we go ahead and make some dyes, okay?
We need the water.
So the way you make the dye is you need your water, and you need your food coloring, and you need your vinegar. I'm gonna go get the water, and why don't you decide what color you're gonna start with, okay? And I'm gonna move these Pysanky eggs out of the way. So.
Might as well take the stands with us.
I'm out of hands. I'll come back and get them. So you talk.
Okay. Yeah.
You're not talking. All right, and you're not even on the screen, kiddo.
Sorry.
Okay, so what we're gonna turn the computer toward me.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm doing is I'm putting half a cup of water in each of my cups. And if you don't have boiling water, really it's okay. It's nice for it to be pretty hot, but it's really, you'll still be able to dye eggs even if you don't have hot water.
Mommy, you're about to push over.
And it's good to do this stuff kind of
Ouch.
where you're not worried about making too big of a mess, because I've just poured water all over everything.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, now on each of your cups, you want to add, and so if you look at the back side of food dye things, it'll tell you if you're doing Easter eggs to use 1 teaspoon of vinegar. I would say use 2 teaspoons of vinegar because it's going to be so much more brilliant if you do. And while Liddy's doing that, I'm just going to talk to you a bit about, so you also have a couple options when it comes to the types of eggs you use. A lot of people boil eggs and use hard-boiled eggs, and those are great. You can use those. You know, the Easter Bunny can hide them. You can eat them. The problem is, of course, that they're not going to last. And apparently, the Ukrainians, when they first started making Pysanky eggs, and they still do this today, sometimes they use raw eggs, and then they let the eggs dry out. And once the eggs dry out and the centers kind of get desiccated and stuff, then they don't smell and they last forever. However, I think it probably smells really pretty bad while they're drying. So you certainly could use raw eggs today if you don't have any boiled ones or blown ones, but keep in mind that you're going to want to probably put them back in the fridge because otherwise they're going to get kind of smelly. But you certainly could use raw eggs if that's what you've got. My eggs are blown. You can see that they've got a hole at the bottom. And I have this really cool tool, this thing right here, that when you make a hole in the egg, you stick it in here and you blow it, and it actually blows the insides out of the egg. There are other ways of doing it though. I'm gonna grab an egg and I'll show you how you actually, like the other way to blow an egg. Okay. The other way you blow an egg, so you need a tool, first off, to make the holes in the egg. And I've found, these are the various things I found in my kitchen. This thing, I'm not sure what it's for, but it's long, it's like a spear. This is actually for, you can stick these in potatoes and it helps potatoes cook. This comes off the end of a chicken baster, and if you can see, it's really, really sharp on the end. And then I've just got like a basic, what are these called? Screwdriver. So I'm gonna use this one because I like it best. But basically, you just have to make a hole, like on one side. Oops, be careful not to crack it, which I just did. That's all right. So you make a hole on one side, and then you make a hole on the other side. This is the trickiest part of the whole egg process, is making the holes in the eggs without totally breaking them. But if you can see, I've got a big hole on each side, and then you basically take a toothpick or something and you, they call it scramble the eggs. So basically you want to mix up the egg yolk on the inside like that. Then you can blow from one side to the other. And if you do it right, which clearly I seem to be, there we go.
That sound.
Did you see that all come out? So that's how you end up with a blown egg. So if you want to blow a couple eggs to give you something that you're going to be able to hold on to, ask for some help from a parent and you can totally blow an egg. Okay, so now we've got some colors to work with. So we've got our waters and Lydia's going to pick some colors.
I'm thinking of doing strawberries.
Strawberry?
Yeah, I've done a watermelon. Why
That's
not
true.
do strawberry?
So you add your dye, and I think it tells you that you're supposed to add something like Easter egg dyeing. 1/2 cup boiling water, teaspoon, 10 to 20 drops of food color.
Okay, 1, 2.
So you're gonna want 10 to 20, if you're using food coloring instead of an egg dyeing kit, you're gonna want 10 to 20 drops depending on how bright you want your eggs to be. So should we make some that's green?
Yes.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
I did
8,
15.
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay.
We're doing 15 drops in order to make it really, really, do you see how deep and green that is? Okay. Some yellow.
Yellow.
We'll do some yellow.
Okay. We might as well put some blue in there for later.
Oh.
Maybe blue blueberry.
Okay. And we've got a bunch of eggs here. You want to?
Can you put? I'm at 8. Can you put the rest?
Yeah.
of them in there?
You want to show?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so we blow our eggs. So we have like a million of them.
okay, you got to be on the screen.
Sorry. So we have like a million of them, but here's the ones that we were gonna show. So here's my watermelon. I made a watermelon. My sister made a pigeon. Where is it? Pigeon.
Oh yeah, Moems, don't let the pigeon drive the bus. We're gonna make a new one of those today because ours sort of broke.
Yeah. Oops. It broke.
Oh.
See? It broke. My sister also made some hearts. I like to make like vibrant ones. So I made these. I made this. This is one of my favorite ones because it's like pastel-y. It's that one.
You want an orange? How do you do orange? It's a combination of red and yellow, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Try. I don't know. Okay. This is another one that my sister did. It's kind of like the Pysanky eggs because you've got, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a purple and then there's yellow lines on there, yellow hearts. What is this? What else is there? Here's a yellow one that we made.
Yeah.
Oh, I made raven, right.
Oh, right. Or a grapple. No,
that's
it's a raven.
Because
Yeah.
I joined a scout troop, so I made a because one of our patrols is raven, so I made a raven, and then on the back it says nevermore, 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 because that's their like yell.
Yeah, so you can actually, you can draw on your egg before you decorate it. You can also draw on it after. Okay.
Here's a cat that I made. So yeah.
So let's get started. We're gonna start with a white egg.
Okay.
Now, if you want to try doing egg decorating, do you want to make one too?
I was gonna make a straw.
So you got to be careful that you don't press too hard on your egg because it could break, right? Because they're delicate. But so what I'm doing is I am making my line so you go all the way around with your line.
Or are we making Pysanky?
We're making a Pazenko egg right now.
Okay.
So you go all the way around to your line. You probably can't see that. And then you do it again so that you've got 4 equal sections.
Mommy, how do you get it like out again?
And then
Thank you.
and then you go across the middle as well. And so what I'm going to do here, just so you see what this looks like, is I'm going to dye this once. And I'm going to pick a light color. I'm going to go with yellow. Oh, we need a spoon probably.
Okay.
Oh.
I'll get it in a second. Are we supposed to do like two
So-
lines going?
Hmm?
Like I've got one that goes all the way around this way.
Mhm.
Should I have one that goes all the way around?
Yes.
that way? Okay.
So, whoa, and my dye is hot. So you may not want to do what I'm doing, which is sticking my finger in it. Okay, just so that you can kind of see, can y'all see where, can you see where my lines are at all? I need to stick it back in for a minute, but you can sort of see, can y'all see the square? All right, I'm gonna stick it back in, and you basically need to weight it down. You probably have to, you know, use a spoon or something to keep it in the dye. And so you wanna leave it in until you've got some color on there. And then we will use a paper towel to dry. And once we dry with the paper towel, we can start on our next layer of color. Now I'm just using the end of this screwdriver at the moment. You got me a spoon? Thank you. So let's give this, 30 seconds or so.
Okay. I think I'll make mine blue.
And the longer you leave it in, the darker the color will be. So if you want a really nice pale egg, you want to leave the color, you don't want the egg to be in the dye for very long.
Ooh, that's a pretty color.
Okay, so let's try this again. Aha. Okay.
Wow, the red went really
So,
fast.
can you see now? Can you see the white? All right. So what I'm going to do is, can you have me the red. Oh, look at Liddy's. So Liddy's
I ducked mine in for like 5 seconds.
Liddy's was barely in at all, but the pink was really, really dramatic really quickly.
Okay.
Can I have a paper towel,
Well, you
please?
can put yours right here.
I was going to use it. All right. So just kind of very lightly dry your egg so that you can draw on it more. And so I'm going to, all right, so now I'm going to
Design.
do a design, and I think I'm going to do a kind of a,
Mommy, you took my pencil.
oh, sorry.
Where's your pencil's underneath?
I'm going to do it like a sunflower on mine because it's yellow.
Okay. For mine, I don't know, what is pink? I'll do a pig for Caroline. Because Caroline's awesome. Okay, not really sure how to make a pig.
Isn't it like a round thing with two
Well,
noses?
I'm thinking of making a pig face.
Right.
Not just like a pig.
Right.
Okay. There we go. I don't know, does that look like a pig to you?
Oh, that looks cute.
Okay, I'm gonna put one on the other side.
So really, when it comes to decorating your eggs, truly the only limit is your imagination. You can do anything you want on an egg. Draw anything you want. And, okay, I've got a thing in all four. So now I'm gonna go with,
Wait, am I supposed to do one here too?
this is supposed to be orange.
Mommy?
What?
Am I supposed to do one here too? Or in here? Or
Wherever
should I
you
just-
want.
Okay.
It's entirely up to you.
Okay.
There are no rules. Okay, hopefully this is gonna be orange. So see, now I'm dumping the same egg in.
I'm gonna do blue. 'Cause blue goes well with pink. Where's my spoon? Spoon.
I'll let it stay for a little bit.
It's turning purple.
Oh, cool. All right, so This is the part that just sort of takes some time and you got to be patient. The beauty is you can spend all afternoon decorating eggs if you want, because the only limit is how much time you have and how many different colors you want on your eggs. Okay, so check mine out now.
Okay. Look.
So see, I've got yellow flower petals, white lines, and now my egg is orange. And so the next, oh, Liddy, you gonna show?
My eggs always have these weird streaky patterns on them. I don't know why. But I have a pink pig, and then I have weird dots on them. Sorry.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna color the insides of my flowers. I'm gonna try to color them orange, and then I'm gonna go to red. So it helps if as you're going through your colors and you're going from lighter to darker, there are some colors that play well together, and then there are some colors that do not play well together. And so I'm going with this kind of yellow to orange to red because, of course, what do red and yellow make? They make orange. Oh, look, you've got a blue one. I love it. That's awesome.
I'm going to make a bow for my pigs. So
is that a green egg? I need to go into the gallery view.
I'm going to make a
And
blue
Karen,
bow.
are you keeping track? Can you look and see if there are any comments, like if there's anything in the chat?
Whoa.
Because we're happy to answer questions as we go.
Yes, I've been keeping an eye on that and keeping an eye for anybody else wanting to join in. So we just had Tara Levy join us.
Oh, hi, Tara.
Hello, how are y'all?
So we're good. I was saying before you got, so Tara does not care for the smell of rotten eggs or boiled eggs or of any
eggs
or of meat on the bone or a variety of other things that make her very high maintenance. In any case, before Tara got on, I was saying that apparently the traditional way of making a Pysanky egg is to use a raw egg and then let the insides like desiccate over time.
Okay, so.
And I think that would smell great.
I do specialize in being high maintenance, so I'm glad to be called out.
What are friends for?
Exactly this.
Okay, let's see. Is that the red, Liddy?
Yeah.
Okay, so now so you see my egg it's white, it's yellow, it's orange, and now I'm gonna make it red.
I'm making a little bow on my pig. I'm gonna make mine green.
Hey,
Hi, Caroline.
you wanna dye an egg?
Sure.
Why don't you? Yeah, never mind, actually.
Are we playing golf later?
It's up to you and your father.
Okay.
We're on a Zoom with you. All kinds of people.
All
We're dyeing eggs.
Oh.
Oh.
I didn't know I was talking to him.
Okay.
All
Hi,
right.
Caroline.
She wandered off. She had to take two tests today.
Is this purple?
Wow.
That is purple.
Okay.
Yeah. I know. Okay. Woo, this is fun. All right.
Okay. I'm just gonna have to stand there a little bit.
So I'm leaving this red in for just a minute. So if we look at the gallery view, how's everybody doing? Who's got some eggs to? Nice. Does look good? Oh, wow. That one's awesome. Look how green that is. Like that's so vibrant. That's awesome.
Mine is not.
If y'all saw on that egg, those are those colored crayons on the egg? And so you don't have to do what I'm doing, which is send your egg from light to dark that way. You can also just use color on top of your dyed egg. So, all right, here's what mine now looks like. Where'd it go? Yep. Yeah, see? Oh,
Okay.
it went away. Okay. Anyway, so
Mine is like a
there's my finished egg.
whoosh.
So now I've got one egg. What are you doing?
I just put it in green, but I don't know.
Oh, look, you've got the pink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to have
So-
a blue bow there, but I don't know how.
So Liddy's pig has a pink face. See? And it's supposed to be a blue bow.
I don't know how well the bow works.
So you've got all these different colors coming together to make a really pretty egg. One of the things, so I was at the farmer's market last weekend and I was able to buy these really pretty blue eggs. And I'm not entirely sure what I want to do with them because they're so pretty to begin with. But I think I'm gonna go with like a green and a blue for this one.
I think I'm gonna make a strawberry.
Okay,
Like not a Pazenko egg.
not a Pysanky egg.
Like a strawberry.
Okay. What I was saying before was that one of the things you can do is
I'm gonna use the Pazenko
wrap
thingy.
your egg in a rubber band or rubber bands. And my real problem is our rubber bands are pretty stiff, but you can see,
That's gonna look really pretty.
I think it's gonna look cool. What color should I make it?
You should make it red because red's a really vibrant color.
So
then
red
it'll
and
be
white?
like white, yeah.
All
And
right.
Christmas. We'll have a Christmas egg
Okay. So I'm gonna dump this one
into the red.
into the red,
That's the red.
which is right here. This is the red?
Because
Okay.
that one's a little.
All right. We'll see what this does.
So mine turned out kind of Christmassy. It's like I've got a
Your virtual
my
background is
virtual
like,
background is screwing everything up. But
Yeah.
so yeah, it's got like little
Oh, yeah.
flowers and like a snowflake or something on it. So
very cool.
Oh, you're back.
I was on FaceTime. So. Oh, I know these people. Okay.
Well, you know,
What?
I bet if you hold the egg in front of your face, it will.
what's that?
You also don't know.
let's,
something
there we go.
about-
Here we go.
Yeah.
You know
That's
what would
cool.
what would be really cool would be a green, like a bright green egg with a 4-leaf clover,
Yeah, it would.
because that would be like a really easy geometric design to make,
I'm
right?
literally in the screen. Lady. You do not need to push me.
Okay.
So
Ooh, that's a nice green, but I want it more green.
so how's everybody doing?
Good.
Ooh, that's pretty. That's pretty in green.
I just like to say I'm wearing my tie-dye shirt instead
you
of
go.
dyeing eggs.
There you go.
We're good. It's the ecumenical version.
Yeah, there's tamales in there. You might want to warm them up again.
I'm gonna put more dye.
Okay.
It's just not.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what? I'm doing what I do.
So here's my red egg, but
Okay.
let's just see.
You know what? I'm gonna do my tie-dye thing.
You can do a tie. Well, can you show? Can you? So Liddy, one of the things Liddy is going to demonstrate is, where's my?
Well, you
Oh,
have-
I guess I'm spotlighted already. Okay.
You have to go
So-
to speaker view to be spotlighted, like everyone see.
Okay. Speaker view.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
All right.
So I have this thing that I do. It makes like really, really vibrant colors. It's where you take the dye and you pour it on the egg. You go like that, and then you can move it around, and it'll make like this really vibrant color. It ends up looking really cool. What I do is I take like a paper towel and I like move it around to make what I want to make.
Can you show? Can you like show up close?
No, I don't want like a huge green color because I'm making a strawberry, so you know. But what the hell? Besides, that wasn't dark enough, so you know. Okay.
Now what?
Now I'm going to make the red.
Oh. So I pulled my egg out of the red and I've added more rubber bands. So I'm going to stick it back in. And actually, I think I'm going to add a little bit more red to this. There you go. Because the thing said 10 to 20. And I was at 15. So now I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Somebody, are any of you guys fans of Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus? Yeah. So the pigeon, we need somebody on here today should make a new pigeon, because we had this awesome pigeon egg
That Caroline made.
that my older daughter made, and but sadly it's cracked, and so we need to replace it. And somehow the pigeon on an egg looks really good. So.
Just like here.
Hmm? Okay. Hopefully this is good enough. Where's the spoon? Okay. Ooh, that's nice and red. Can I have another paper towel, please? All right, I'm going to take off. Really, you should probably let this stuff dry a little faster, but since I'm demonstrating, I'm going to go ahead and take off my rubber bands. Oh, cool. You'll see what's happening?
Now I'm going to dump it into the red. Yeah. Oh, that's, oh my gosh.
There you go.
That's really cool.
That's super cool.
Now I'm going to put this in the red.
So, and super easy to do.
Hopefully it gets a nice vibrant color.
Though probably you need to wash off your rubber bands before you reuse them if you're going to use different colors, because you're going to end up muddying the colors, although I'm just sort of rubbing them. Now, one of the cool things you can do if you have brown eggs, you see the brown egg, is...
You don't have to draw on them.
That's true. We've got some that are already drawn. See, somebody's drawn hearts on this. I'm going to make one more heart on the bottom. And then I am going to stick this in. I got to go get another cup. I'm going to stick it in a cup of vinegar, and I'll show you what happens.
You need it a nice ruby red color.
We have black too, by the way. I didn't even know that was a thing. McCormick sells black food coloring, which I discovered when I was looking through this pile of stuff that we have at work.
You haven't seen those before?
I don't think I've paid attention to black.
How do you think Caroline made that black egg you have? How do you think Caroline made that?
Oh.
With black.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover.
Ooh, that's nice.
I'm going to cover.
Okay, I'm just going to drip the
If I can get the top off, this egg in vinegar. Now the thing about this is it takes a few minutes. So this is definitely one. Yeah, this is definitely one that you want to figure out how to weigh down with something so that you don't have to be holding it the whole time, because it's going to take a few minutes for for it to start doing its thing. I don't know if you can see though. Can you see on here? Can you see the bubbles? Maybe? this is, it's having a reaction. Unfortunately, I don't know how well you, maybe you can kind of see them, but it almost looks like sparkling water. There are bubbles coming up through the water, and they're attaching, the bubbles are attaching to the egg itself. And once the bubbles have like done that, once the vinegar has done its work, then it's going to be possible to get this brown off of the egg. So it's just, but it takes a few minutes. We can see it. I don't know that you can. But it's kind of a crazy chemical reaction, actually.
It's
Yeah,
still
it's a
not
little hard for us to see it, but I
What's that?
think it's a little hard for us to see it.
Yeah,
But
it's just not a good enough.
we can
the
see what's
quality of the
happening
camera.
though in the end.
You can see what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and if you kind of see like
We're
the,
yeah, go ahead.
it looks sort of fuzzy. The egg looks sort of fuzzy, and that's because it's covered in bubbles.
What do I do? Just
Just move them.
or something. Making a nice vibrant colored egg.
That's so red.
Yeah, well, I dripped the food down on it. Again, because it's not red enough. Not sure how well the Pysanky thingy hung.
Wait, what were you saying?
I mean, now there's a lot of bubbles. So you ought to,
Oh,
now can you see
rubber
bubbles?
band makes the
It's
Yes,
making all
look
kinds
good.
of bubbles. Yeah.
this
So I moved you from gallery to speaker view so you can see it much clearer, and you
Uh-huh.
can see the bubbles when you do
You
that.
can see it. You can see the bubbles. Yeah.
Mhm.
Very cool.
It's a very pink egg.
I like the hearts.
Science.
Yep.
What is that? A strawberry?
Yeah, I'm gonna make it strawberry.
Oh my gosh.
What?
That is so red.
It's pink.
Pink. All right.
Okay, I'm really worried it's gonna crack.
It didn't crack when I did it, but just be careful not to squeeze it too much.
No, I don't trust myself.
There's some bigger, there's a bigger rubber band over here that you could start with.
It's all right. I'll just.
Do.
I'm gonna put this in here. I want a very.
This is one of those moments when you want to have like the Food Network, and suddenly the food comes out of the oven. You know,
No, I don't.
so we don't have to wait while it does its thing. All right, let's see how far we've gotten. Okay, so basically, so then you pull it out, and you can, yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. Got to go back in. Little of it came off, but not enough. So Liddy's making a strawberry.
I want it to be very red.
Okay. Wow. It's very pink is what it is.
Exactly.
It's like crazy pink.
I know, but there's like not red.
Strawberries are pink.
No, they're not. They're
Wait. No, they're not. You're right.
Well, can you show? Can you show what you've done? Well, it's upside down.
It looks red in the
Yeah.
camera, but it's not red. It's like very vibrant pink.
Don't use all of the food coloring.
We have more.
We don't have more red.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
We also have that.
Whoa.
Okay.
That is an inefficient use of food coloring.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Liddy, you're wasting all of it.
I'm not gonna wipe any of it off. Just gonna let it sit there in my hand. Looks like I'm bleeding.
So when you're done with this, I want you to demonstrate again, like demonstrate a true tie-dye egg.
Like show them how to do it, or just show them one of them?
We'll show them one and then show them how to do it.
Okay. Hopefully it'll stand up. It looks like I'm bleeding right there. Okay. Which one? Should I show them this one again?
Sure, that's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, and Mommy, this is the one that Kelly made with the black food color.
Oh.
Okay. Here is a tie-dye egg that I made.
That is super awesome, Liddy.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I made a
No, I'm
bunch.
drawing it upside down.
Oh, relax.
Oh, it'll be
Caroline.
fine. It'll be fine. So she's going to show you guys how to do that.
Yeah, I need an egg. I can just take a towel. One toe. I have red all over me.
You're about to be even worse.
Okay. Yeah, I am. So what you do is grab a paper towel. Remove all the food coloring so I can have space for it.
Maybe you should do a neon one. These things are all neon.
Yeah. Okay. So you grab a paper towel and put it down. Out of the way. Oh, I'm moving my egg. No. Okay. All right. And then lay down a paper towel. You definitely need the paper towel. So then you just take your egg, take the food coloring, and pour it right on it. Can make some really cool things. And then once you like dry it off, it should smear all the food coloring, and it'll make like a really cool design.
Liddy. Okay, that's a lot of green, Liddy. Green is an ugly color.
It's actually like neon green.
Oh, cool.
Let me see. Oh, that looks so good.
That's what it creates.
One of the things you can actually do when you're dyeing eggs, here, let me show you,
It looks like a watercolor.
is if you see in the middle there,
If you
do you see that pattern? That's the pattern
Yeah, should.
from the paper towel. So if you've got lace or you've got anything that's got a pattern to it, you can actually use the food coloring with the pattern material, and when you pull it off, you'll end up with the pattern left over.
And then if you look at it, it's just tie-dye all over. And my hands are also tie-dye.
Yes. Liddy's hands are going to be a mess the whole rest of the day.
They always are.
Can I have a spoon?
Oh, look.
Just take
So I've been
Take what?
at it for
Just
what,
take
5 minutes now, and you can see that I'm able to kind of rub off some of the brown?
Just wipe it off.
So I'm wiping off the brown.
Okay.
There's still, this was a pretty dark one, so I think it's gonna have to go back in the water, or the vinegar rather.
It's gotten lighter.
It has gotten lighter, but it needs to get a whole lot lighter than that.
And this is why
So-
you use the paper towel, people.
Yeah,
Because this is what happens.
and what Liddy just did is not a efficient use of food coloring,
No, but it looks really good.
but it does look cool when you're done.
And
So,
And like this is my strawberry that I'm making. It makes a really bright color. So
I let this dry and then.
So are you removing the brown just because it's a brown egg, or because there's something different that happens on brown eggs?
Well, when you remove the brown, like in theory, if you're using particularly wax, it's going to maybe a little bit of a challenge to get this white pencil off. But when you're working with wax, what you can do is you remove the brown, and then your design ends up remaining in darker brown. And so it's like a reverse design.
That's really cool.
Yeah, which is very cool. But in this instance, I think this China marker may not really want to come off. So it's probably not as productive of a thing to try to do, to be honest. But if you actually had a Kista, like the real deal, and well, so look, actually, I can do this with my finger. Show you what happens. So this is one of the, so you can get it off. You just need to use something that's mildly abrasive, or a fingernail.
Yeah, like a sponge.
You see what's left?
Oh yeah, that's really cool.
So basically, you remove as much of the brown as you want to remove, and then you take off your wax, and you're left with a complete design in brown. So that's one of the traditional ways of decorating eggs, is to use the inherent color of the egg as your medium. It kind of makes me think actually of black figure Greek pottery in a way, in terms of the color contrasts. So
That's really awesome.
but I'm going to give up on it for the moment because it's taking forever. I mean, this is the way it started. So you can see it's definitely gotten lighter, but it takes a while to get all of that color off.
I am going to make a tie-dye one with the rubber bands.
A tie-dye one with the rubber bands, all right.
Really cool.
Oh, Caroline is doing, so my 15-year-old joined us, and if I can make the thing turn. Oh, well, fine, but look at, show your egg. So.
I took all the shapes I can actually draw on.
I'm gonna go back to the gallery view.
Oh, we showed them the ones.
Anybody else have good eggs they want to show? Ooh, is that one yellow? That's really cool. I like the yellow. That's really bright. You can make a chick out of that. Actually, you know, if you had some feathers, you could stick some feathers in the top of your egg and then draw some eyes on it, and he'd be a chick. I apparently threw away all of our feathers. We had feathers, but apparently I got rid of them. So with these cool eggs I got at the farmer's market, which I've now sort of disfigured one of them, but I think I might draw on it and see what I can do with the green.
I don't know how well this might work. I'm gonna see.
Let's see. I'm gonna do a starburst at the bottom.
Starburst.
You know, just
The candy?
no.
Okay.
Something that looks
How do you draw the
looks like a starburst, like a blowing up star.
Okay.
Ooh, in fact, maybe I'll do that all over it.
Okay. It looks more like a flower.
As a
but
kind
that
of-
actually looks really good.
as a-
Okay, we're gonna see how this looks. It looks kind of like it might look like a no, it's dripping, which will go well with yours, Mommy.
Now, just because I'm curious, I might take, well, I don't have any raw eggs that are white. I only have the raw brown eggs. But I'm kind of curious what would happen if I did try to just decorate an egg and leave it out and see if it blew up or not. So I might do that, and then we'll know for Easter next year whether we can use raw eggs.
Now, what should I drip over the? What should I drip?
Drip?
I want to drip something.
What color? Yellow.
Okay, no, that won't mix well.
About purple. No.
Okay, I'm gonna do it with blue. Where's the blue?
What?
All right. All right, so I'm taking my blue egg and I'm dumping it in a deeper blue.
Yeah, I just want another type of paint.
Okay, we're gonna.
Does anybody have rubber bands
We're gonna see
or
how
string and gonna
this
try that.
worked out. Might be a little drippy since I use the thing. I don't know how well this works with tie-dye. We shall see. I'm gonna dry everything so that it doesn't drip.
Dripping evenly.
Use the paper towel.
Ooh, this is a pretty blue.
Okay. We got white spots, but
Yep. Well, you need to dry it off before you try to take the.
I did, but the stuff is under it.
Okay. Ooh, look how pretty this is. So this is my blue egg. Oh, got to get the. If you do have blown eggs, you sometimes have sometimes the dye ends up in the egg, and you gotta shake it out.
I ruined my egg.
So there's my blue
Looks
egg
good, it looks good.
that I've now dyed a deeper blue. But gosh, it sure makes the egg look like it was white, doesn't it?
Can you open it?
And I think I might try adding more color. I might make some more starbursts and then make it purple and see what happens.
I'm gonna dump this in the yellow. No, actually the blue. I'm gonna dump it.
If you do multiple colors, do make sure that your egg is dry before you draw on it, because the wax won't want to adhere.
Perfect.
Whoa.
I'm not sure how I made that, but it's very beautiful. Okay.
Whoa, Mommy, you're so slow.
Oh my God, mine looks like some weird galaxy.
Oh, look at that. Can y'all see this?
I'm not sure how I created that.
Totally awesome, Liddy. I love
That's
it.
gorgeous. I love it.
I don't know how that happened. Where are the paper towels, Carolyn?
Oh, the paper towels are over here.
Okay.
There you
All right,
go.
I'm gonna try a string egg. See what happens.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, see how it does.
Looks really nice.
My concern about the string egg is that string is, permeable, right?
Yeah, it is a little
So
bit.
it can get wet.
Okay, this started out with a million colors in it, and then I just dumped it in the blue for 10 seconds, and
Uh-huh.
it became some aurora scene.
Huh.
As in
As in
Northern
Frozen?
Lights.
Oh.
And what? Frozen.
Yeah, what?
What's Aurora in? Sleeping Beauty. Never mind.
No, I meant.
Never mind. All right, where's the purple? Can I have the purple?
Can
Is
I
that the
use-
purple?
Oh my gosh, Karen, that looks so good. It looks like a flower on top.
All right, let's see what happens now.
I don't know how this happened, but
That
I
is
love
really
it.
pretty.
So the string, you might not be able to see it, but what happened was
Caroline,
it's a little darker where the string was.
the top to
Oh, it's darker where the string is?
Yeah, that's what
Oh.
ended up happening.
Oh, it made it
It's
more
so pretty.
intense,
Yeah,
I guess, because of the permeability of
I
the.
love it.
I guess so.
We're gonna
Huh.
be looking for it on Sunday, so.
All
Very
right, I need to scoot. I have a 2:00 call.
Okay.
It's lovely to see you guys.
Good
Liddy,
to
I want to
see you.
see yours when you're all done. Send me a picture.
Yeah, we need to share. We'll share. Everybody needs to share pictures of what they've done.
Okay, now.
Bye.
Yes, I'll put
Bye.
y'all can share up on our Facebook page, or I'm gonna put our email address in the comments, and you can email us pictures as well. But we would love to see pictures of your eggs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send a picture
So-
of my Northern Lights.
this is what I just.
Okay, I kind of just
finished.
ruined this because it dripped, but I don't care. We're gonna go with what
Y'all see this?
I gotta dry.
Oh wow.
Oh wow, it's purple.
Mommy, you're dripping on
Yeah,
your
I'm
computer.
dripping on my
Oh
computer.
my gosh!
Oh my gosh.
I somehow got purple on here.
Oops.
Oh my gosh.
Why
Is it making purple?
You got purple on your strawberry.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
I will
that
survive.
ended up being
Your hands are
multicolored. The
They
question
are
in my mind
purple,
is,
that's what happened.
and so what happens is, and this takes some real, patience. But
Let me put this.
when you're done decorating, if you're using a crayon or a China or the white China marker, you see that you can take off. That's right at the front is I've taken off the wax. And so that really gets you back down.
Let me see.
So, oh, wow. See? Oh, this is okay.
Oh wow, I should do that. With
Check that out.
Oh
So,
my God.
Can I see it?
do you see that blue?
This is pretty.
That blue is where I took away the China. So the problem is you need to have, so you got to use something to get the wax off that is abrasive, but not so abrasive that it's going to mess up, that it's going to remove the rest of your
Oh my
dye.
gosh, the green is there.
But see how that's bringing the color back? And so I think the best way to do it, to be honest, is just rub your fingernail
But I got-
over
I
the
got
place
a
where
lot.
the pencil was.
I got a
But the
lot.
problem is, the more you decorate, the more there is
Lydia, you stole my paper towel.
to remove, and
I
it
know.
just takes some time, you know?
Mommy, why are the paper towels over there?
I don't know. So I'm taking off.
I'm taking off the top of this and it's green. But it doesn't really matter now because I kind of
I mean,
just like.
that's really pretty. So if I go back to my original, the original one I did, and I remove the,
So, Mommy, do you mind removing the rest of mine? It's a lot of stuff to cover on the top.
I wonder if I used Adobe.
Well,
I wonder if I used so you can see,
where's my egg?
okay, do you see here? This one right here has got the yellow. It's got more yellow showing up
Where's the egg?
because I removed the wax.
No, where's my egg gone?
So I'm gonna actually go grab Adobe sponge, which is mildly abrasive, and see if what that does.
My egg has disappeared. My egg that my Pazenko egg.
Oh yeah. No,
Can
but
I
it's-
use that? I have a
Well,
lot
but
of
see,
space
look,
to cover.
the problem is
I need to move this up.
you're gonna. So the problem with using so I grabbed Adobe, and the trouble with that is, do you see what happened here? I lost some of the actual dye on the egg. I think you pretty much just have to do it with your fingernail if you want to bring some of that color back. As I say, if you get into this, it's pretty easy to buy the stuff that you need to make your own Pysanky eggs with real wax. And then the way you get the wax off is you melt it. And you just need an adult around to help out with it, but it's totally doable. And that's the real way to do it. But
Okay, so
crayon works okay, but it's not going to give you the kind of precision that you get by using the real wax process. What, Liddy?
so I started out with a very bright red strawberry, and then I accidentally dripped some green, which got me purple for some reason. I don't know how it got purple, so I dipped it into the blue, and this is what came out.
No, it's pretty.
I know, but I don't understand how.
You don't understand how it's pretty?
No, how it came out was like that. Like it wasn't even wet, and the purple, like I just don't know. Okay.
Okay. So let's see here. I'm going to do another one of these blue ones.
Oh, I remember. I put it in here. Maybe. Okay.
Maybe I'll do a tree. Actually, I liked those hearts. No, that were on the Pysanky egg. Okay.
You have one in here?
No.
You're taking over all the guys.
Keep on.
Okay.
You messed it up.
I'm sorry, okay? Okay. All right. I am going to make
I'm just trying to do good color combinations. Because it's fun.
I will say, so I'm making hearts like I saw on the Pysanky egg that I showed you all that was given to me. And this takes longer and is harder than I realized.
See, that's such a cute egg. I'm not. Why am I actually getting into this?
Because it's fun.
Not something I expected to get into.
It's fun, Caroline.
It is fun. The nice thing about these eggs is A, they last forever, and B, this is fun for anybody of any age. Fun for
I'm
parents,
making
it's
a
fun for
sky.
kids.
I'm making this guy.
All right, so there's that. Now I'm gonna do same way this way. What are you doing, Caroline? Can you draw us another pigeon?
Probably.
Where's the broken one? You can use it as a template.
It's in the basket.
Do you think that's like a good color for him?
Yeah.
But I mean, you have to draw it first, right?
Or you can use one of these. These are a good color, like the plain old, the blue eggs.
Oh.
That'd be a good pigeon color.
I don't know how much clouds I got in here, but we shall see.
Okay, then I'm going to do a big heart. What's the alarm for?
Get my red egg out. It's so pretty. Look at that. You should have done that for your strawberry.
You can make that a strawberry.
I don't want to.
You just want to make a red egg?
Okay, I'm going to do this with,
Ooh, you should make a bunch of hearts.
I think I'll do this green. Where's the green? Okay, all right. Are you painting your egg? That's a good thing to do too. I like that.
A lot of my eggs look like they've been painted.
Yeah.
Because they have like these weird like streaks.
So the one that I did with the rubber bands has dried now, and it looks like that. That's really pretty cool.
I tried that with the tie-dye, but I ended up with my weird Aurora scene thing.
Mm.
That's what happened with my tie-dye thing. I really don't understand. But, you
I
know.
like it. Oh, look how pretty that is. Yeah. It looks like a watercolor egg. And look at the inside. The fact that your inside is so yellow, that looks really cool. Really cool.
I don't know what I just put this into. I think I put it into orange. But
Check it out.
Ooh,
I'm gonna do that whole thing.
that's really, why is that orange? Where'd the orange come
Yellow
from?
over red.
It's really good. That's cool. All right,
I
so
taught her
I've got,
something.
where's a spoon? I'll just use my fingers.
Didn't
Okay.
I, Caroline? Right? I taught you something.
Here's
I never
another
teach
one.
things.
Again, I did this on a blue egg. And so if I think that if I scrape off, you'll get back
Oh, are you making the prints?
to the blue
You're
color.
making prints on it. That's cool.
But I think I'm gonna let it dry
Yes.
before I try that. I wonder if I want to do,
Okay.
actually I'm gonna do a little bit more decorating.
Ah! Sorry.
I'm not trying to make prints.
Looks like the color of like an old house. Like an old greenhouse. It's like got that color on it. I don't really know what I'm making. Honestly, I'm just making something.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be sky. You know what?
I wonder if I can make this now more blue. Wonder what will happen if I make it blue. Where's the blue? Blue. Whoa, that's so red and orange. That's really cool.
I taught her something. I feel proud about that.
Still painting? All right. Ooh, look how pretty this color is now. All right, so I'm gonna let that one dry, and then I'll take off, I'll scrape off the wax.
I think there'd be like different lengths.
That looks really cool. It's like they broke an egg on top of it.
So we've got
On
black,
top of
right?
it.
I'm gonna see if I can do an orange and black one.
Ooh, for
So
daddy.
I need to do a, I've got to do a, got it. All right, so the whole thing needs to be orange. This one's
He's
orange?
the one who likes tigers.
Is this one orange?
Which
is orange?
Yes.
Where's the
yes.
red?
This is red.
That's red?
Really dark.
Yeah.
Because I put a bunch of food
All right,
coloring.
I'm gonna dye this one orange first.
That's how hers got so red.
then
because
I'm
I put a
going
bunch
to-
of food coloring in it for my strawberry, which
I want this to
turned
stay.
purple.
There. Oh. I need to go get another bowl, cup for the black.
I'll figure it out. There we go. Nope.
All right,
Just
are we out of water? Where's the water go?
I'm gonna pull it out and put it in the paper. I'm not really sure what I'm making at this point.
All right, so I'm gonna try some black food coloring.
Maybe I should make a kiwi. That'll be fun.
I've never needed to bake with, I've never needed to frost anything with black food coloring, but I guess people do that, so.
Like a death day cake.
Yeah.
All right, how's my,
Halloween cake.
needs to be more orange. This needs to be more orange.
It's pretty.
Annalise, are you making eggs?
Yeah,
Can I
I'm
see?
doing one in vinegar.
Oh, you're doing it in vinegar?
Yeah,
Are you seeing the bubbles?
yeah.
You seeing the bubbles come off? Cool, right?
I think you're the only one who came from Slack.
Oh, Caroline Masterson's there.
Well, yeah, but that I can't. She came because I texted her.
Yeah, thank you for joining us.
Yes.
But it takes a long time for the vinegar to work, doesn't it?
Y'all two
Yeah.
are the only people out of like the 50 people that I texted who came. So congratulations.
Did you show, did Annalise see your raven?
Oh yeah, I made. Wait,
I
she
saw the raven.
Still. It's so
I
cool.
made an axolotl one somewhere.
Yeah, there is an axolotl. I think
Yeah.
it's maybe in the,
Base.
it may be in the
What is
base.
an axolotl?
All right, well, it's getting there.
I'll show you once I'm done with this.
The orange is taking too long.
I have made a very strange kiwi,
Okay.
especially this guy.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, you're scraping it off?
Sure.
Oh,
But they're like different.
that's really cool. So the cool thing, y'all, is if you do hide Easter eggs, these blown eggs, you can hide year after year after year.
There's another type one that I made at some point. So yeah.
They all look like the cosmos to me.
I want to do like something a little off, just like that.
on orange.
No, 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 no.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna go with that being
So
good
long
enough.
on this egg.
Yeah, I don't know if I would have done what you just did. It still looks cool, but. Okay, so now I've got my orange egg. And I'm going to draw on it. Make sure it's dry. And we'll see what.
I mean, it's not as like polished yet. I mean, it still looks good.
Okay, so the axolotl is probably like too deep in there, so I couldn't even find it. But I brought this one, which is very vibrant, so I was thinking making a strawberry out of it, because my other one
Yeah.
was disaster. And this one is cool because I like
There's some
pull
people
off
that want
the colors, so it's like half colored and stuff.
Hopefully, right there.
Quite talky.
Yes.
Where's the other pigeon?
Oh, the other pigeon is right here.
Yeah, said who anyways.
Mr. Poppy.
Did I get it?
Totally broken in half.
Yeah.
Well, it's an egg. They're fragile.
No, turn yourself on mute.
Yeah.
Make what?
Okay, what do I want to do with the rest of this egg other than maybe I'll do stew.
I'm gonna make a yellow egg. I'll find out something that's yellow to do.
There we go. All right. So I got an orange egg. Let's see what happens when we dip it in black. Let's see whether it actually goes black.
I would have done it the other way around, except that probably wouldn't.
That wouldn't work though. I don't think
Yeah,
you can
but,
do
like-
black and then orange.
Yeah, but like, still, because then the stripes are gonna be orange.
Yes. That's kind of the way it works. Oh, it's gray at least.
I made a Hufflepuff one.
You made a Hufflepuff one?
Yeah, at some point back there. It doesn't have the best black color, but you know, it's relatively okay.
So as I've said, if y'all think this is a lot of fun, before dyeing eggs next year, I would recommend getting one of these, which is called a China marker. You can also just use white crayon, but China markers are really easy to use and they last forever and they're not terribly expensive. If you get super into it, you could consider getting a Kiska. Which is the way that you actually, so you would basically be drawing in melted wax. Think of it kind of like drawing with a glue gun, except it's a whole lot more precise.
And also get one of these.
You definitely would want help from a parent if you were to do that. But it allows you to do a lot more detail on your egg. And then you melt, then you basically heat the egg up and it melts the wax and you just wipe the wax off with a paper towel and you're done. And so that's a lot easier than what you have to do here with kind of getting the wax
that's
pencil
red.
off with your fingernail.
Where's the yellow food coloring? Why?
I think we may be out, like we were running out of a lot of food coloring. So
Wait, but
that's yellow, but that's like,
this one's red.
no, it's not red. That's yellow.
Oh.
That's yellow. It looks red when it's concentrated. So,
It looks very red.
no, it is not. It is yellow. All right. So here's what at the moment,
Ooh, that looks pretty.
getting towards black egg looks like.
Oh, well, would you look at these? Look at this.
Ooh, that's a pretty
It's
yellow.
got like yellow on one side, but then on the
Huh.
other side.
So I'm gonna let this get a little bit more black before I pull it out. And the nice thing about when you use the black is that it's a really big contrast to any other color that you've already used.
Now, we're gonna see what happens when I put it in the red. It'll turn orange. Ooh, that's a
That's
nice
a pretty color. It's kind of peach.
Yeah.
You like peaches.
It's pretty color. Ooh, that's pretty.
Mm. Okay. So where do I have a functional paper towel? Paper towel. Wipe this off.
Okay. I'm drawing a pigeon.
So I think I needed to go a bit longer to get it to be truly black.
Do you want me to
But
draw
then
the
look.
background?
I'm peeling off my crayon.
What?
It would probably show up.
Yeah.
Can we like take this together? But I can see
And
it.
I get the orange back. There we go. See?
This does not want to stay
Now I got the orange back.
Should purple be on the top or the bottom
Of what?
of this?
I don't know. Bottom.
Okay, bottom.
This egg just does not want to stay together.
Does anybody else play with rubber bands?
I did. It didn't work very well because I was doing tie-dye. It's very strange. That was the one that turned into like the Northern Lights one.
All right.
I don't really know what happened.
That is the best one to get.
So I got an Easter bunny, if you can see it.
Oh, I like him. He's cute.
This is gonna look nice.
Well, I am carefully-ish taking wax off of my black and orange egg, which is really more gray and orange because I was impatient. So I might have to do another one.
Okay. Well, look at this. That looks nice. And to finish it off, I don't know how that'll look.
I do not like how this egg is turning out. This is a very ugly picture.
Well, the beauty is there are always more eggs.
Perfect. Now we're gonna cover them up and see what happens. Woohoo! Oh, Willie, look at that. That looks really good.
That is an oh dear moment.
What is?
Look, Mommy.
How ugly this egg is.
That's not
That's not ugly. It's cute.
Look at this.
Oh, that's cool.
Hmm.
So
that's really
Caroline has
cute.
made a pigeon egg.
I like the old one better, and it was like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
How have I gotten
Can you
worse
show
at
it?
drawing?
Well, yeah, but you haven't.
You broke the next one!
Is it broken? Is it broken?
Yeah.
It's broken.
What do you think?
Oh,
Cute?
come on.
Although apparently I broke it.
Mommy,
So she's
Okay,
gonna have to do it again.
this
But
egg
you
just-
didn't like it anyway.
That's true.
So
Well, I thought it was cute.
I thought it was cute.
She's breaking it more now.
No, that's not.
She's gonna start over though, but so that was the practice egg as it turns out.
Okay.
But
I'm
I
gonna
thought she
do it
did
on-
well.
I'm gonna do it on one.
I have a dotted pink and purple sort of egg. Looks like it has humans on each side. This is one side, and then that's the other side. It's nice and
That's really nice, Liddy.
thank you. Where's the orange? Taking a little bit of Karen's egg.
There we go. To the degree I was able to get it, kind of looks like a football actually.
Mine doesn't
So cool.
it is Caroline's, but it's fun.
But I didn't let it get black enough.
I'm using
Still,
the dry-
this one will be hard to find. This is going to be like a challenging egg to find because it's so dark.
Okay. Now let's do this and let's dry it up. And we have ourselves an egg.
You have yourselves an egg?
We have ourselves an egg. It's very pretty. And not as pretty as this Caroline's drip egg.
Yeah.
Kind of messed up my drip egg, but
No, it looks really good.
how's that one?
That's a
Oh,
good
that's
pigeon.
pretty.
Are you going to dye him now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you gonna dye it green and blue like
Uh,
the other one? Okay.
I'm gonna do
Sorry.
green first.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try something new.
Wait, so should I do like green on one side, blue on the other, or because that's what I did for this one, but I don't really care.
Nice.
I'm regretting not making more of these starbursts a deeper blue because the deep blue is really pretty.
But it's up to you.
What?
Should I do it like I did the other one?
Sure.
It's definitely, the longer, if you wait till your egg is totally dry,
Why
it's
don't you
easier
do
to
it
get
two
the
colors?
wax off without getting the dye off. I am discovering.
What?
Yeah, so wait until your egg is totally, totally dry before you try to get the wax off.
Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Oh, there's a good.
And you've got to have meeting information to get into it, so I don't know.
Darn it. Will that fail?
Well,
No matter.
every year I learn something new.
We shall try again.
But I'm not very crafty, actually. I'm just not very good at crafts. But I've always loved dyeing Easter eggs. Oh my gosh, this is so
Your
cool.
eggs are pretty crafty looking, so
Yeah, I don't know what
I
you're
would
talking
disagree
about.
with you.
Yeah, but in general, I'm not much of an artist.
Oops.
I don't do well at crafty things.
Oh dear, my
But-
fingers are not.
But
That's perfectly all right, Caroline. I do it all the time.
I have a,
Plenty of my eggs have gotten destroyed.
I guess Easter eggs are the exception that proves the rule.
Well,
But this, I like this one. That makes me happy. Might do one in another set of colors. Isn't that cool?
It's really cool.
All right. Well, we've got, how many do we have here? Oh, we've got one that hasn't been, what? So we've got, this is what we've done.
We got quite a few.
And there are a couple still, I don't want to turn this too far sideways. There we go. Oh, this one hasn't been done. So, oh, that's the one I blew when we got started. So it's still just got a little bit of egg goop in it.
all right. Well, the pigeon's blue. The rest of the egg, maybe not.
He's so cute. You did great. All right, so this
Woohoo! I'm making
is
just
what
like
our
a
dozen
random
eggs look
egg.
like.
I'm making
Those
a
are
random-
great.
Yep.
I didn't do a full dozen, but here's what I have.
No, I keep
Nice.
getting my fingers everywhere.
I know, right? I do too. What's the problem?
No,
What?
this egg does not want to stay put together.
No?
None of them do.
He's cute. He's also,
Very, very nice.
so here's the finished pigeon.
Oh, that's great.
Although Caroline had a bit of dye on her hands,
Everyone does.
and so
I think
he's
we're all
not
right.
quite as pristine blue. Sorry, there's a car across the street that's got its alarm going off.
No one's.
All right, well, hush. I can't fix that. It's not my car.
But those look great. I love them.
Oh, look, those are awesome. Oh,
So pretty.
those are fabulous. You did a great job. Can you, will you send a picture so that we've got a picture of them? You did awesome.
I'm gonna put some.
Anybody else want to share?
What design should I do? I don't know. I'm doing a drippy one.
No, nobody else wants to share? Well, I think, I don't know what time it is. I think it's around 2, right?
It's about 2:30.
Oh, Annalise, that looks great. Is that
What?
one, that's the blue, that's the brown egg that you had in the vinegar?
Oh no, I did crack it.
That's really cool.
Whatever. It's not. Hey, mommy.
Very
the crack actually looks.
Oh, that
really
does look
cool.
good.
Look.
No, cool.
Yeah. So we would love for you guys to share pictures of your eggs, and we will put them up on our Facebook page. And then we also would absolutely love to see you at the Neill-Cochran house next year to decorate eggs. And when we do, we promise your parents that all the mess stays with us and you just get to take home the absolutely fabulous finished eggs. Sound good? All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We hope you have a really great weekend. Spend some time outside today, spend some time outside on Sunday because it's supposed to rain tomorrow. But enjoy your weekend and come see us again in person, okay? And maybe come see us again. We may do another, we may have another family programming day for the museum, so keep an eye out for that. But hopefully we may have another one before we can open up again to the public, okay? So thanks everybody.
Thanks, everyone.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye. I hope y'all had fun.
My hands are black. They are black.